Alma's new chapter began with an ominous leak from the ceiling of her apartment. Despite her complaints, the staff repeatedly assured her they would address the issue, but their vague responses left her uneasy. The leak originated from the closed-off 6th floor, creating a sense of mystery and danger. As Alma dealt with the leak, a resident named Taika suffered from escalating strange incidents, feeling watched and nearly trapped in a warehouse. Taika's friend Yoon dismissed her fears, attributing them to her medication non-compliance, but Taika soon disappeared, heightening the atmosphere of dread. Amid these unsettling events, Alma was grappling with personal hardships. After her mother's death, she was managing the family restaurant, which was struggling. With debts, hospital bills, and responsibilities for her younger sister Mia, Alma felt overwhelmed. Her fiancé Rayyan encouraged her to move to Surabaya for a fresh start, and Alma accepted a position as an apartment manager at Sazmea Apartments, the very place where the leak had originated. Upon moving in with Mia, they were greeted by the owners Woolen and Eamon, and initially everything seemed typical despite the 6th floor being off limits. However, Rayyan informed Alma of an unsolved murder connected to the apartment. A young woman had been gruesomely killed in her sister's home, which was tied to Sazmea, and a similar case had happened 4 years prior. Both cases bore disturbing similarities. There were no signs of struggle, no fingerprints, and the victims had been dismembered in a gruesome manner. Alma felt a growing sense of foreboding as Rayyan advised her to contact him if anything unusual occurred. Mia sought to navigate the changes and often reminisced about their deceased mother, raising questions about their estranged father who had left under mysterious circumstances. Their mother had claimed he was taken by a supernatural force, a notion Alma dismissed as an excuse for abandonment. Yet Mia clung to the story, fearing that the same fate could befall Alma. She urged Alma to confide in Rayyan and prioritize her own happiness. As Alma continued to adjust to her new role, she sensed an eerie atmosphere within the apartment. In the background, Rayyan pursued his investigation into the murder, fixating on the last words of the victim's sister, who repeatedly muttered 4 days sunset. This cryptic phrase echoed through Alma's mind, intertwining with the mystery at Sazmea. The name Miss K surfaced in the investigation, accompanied by the phrase that felt almost like a curse, adding to the tension surrounding the apartment. With each day, as Alma remained vigilant amid the backdrop of her mundane responsibilities and personal tribulations, the disquieting atmosphere around Sazmea grew increasingly palpable. The unresolved mysteries of the past seemed to loom over her life as fragments of Taika's story haunted her thoughts. The community's odd behaviors, whispers of something sinister lurking within the walls, and Alma's own mounting unease painted a picture of an environment fraught with danger and unresolved tragedies. As Alma navigated her new life, caring for Mia and managing the restaurant while immersing herself in the peculiar dynamics of Sazmea Apartments, she could not shake the feeling that the past was intertwined with her present in ways that might soon unravel. The connection to the murders, the uncertainty surrounding Taika's disappearance, and the supernatural whispers from their family's history created a complex web that threatened to ensnare her. As days passed, Alma began to question whether she could maintain her sense of normalcy amidst the growing horrors, and whether the strength she was trying to exhibit would be enough to face the lurking darkness tied to her new home. Later, a resident approached Alma again regarding a leak in his unit, marking the third complaint about it. The water was seeping from the wall adjacent to Taika's former unit, the same Taika who had mysteriously disappeared. The resident indicated the leak likely originated from the 6th floor. Pressured by urgency as he was leaving town, he demanded a swift resolution to the issue. Alma attempted to delve deeper into the situation but encountered significant obstacles. Access to the 6th floor via the elevators was blocked, and the stairwells were locked with no one possessing the keys. Staff members were unhelpful, leaving Alma alone to ponder the forbidden floor above. The leak worsened, compounding the mystery surrounding Taika's disappearance and the 6th floor, which no one seemed willing to discuss. Piecing together clues, Alma recalled Taika's feelings of being haunted and noted the leak had started 4 days prior. A phrase echoed by Taika's sister seemed to intertwine with an ominous pattern occurring every 4 days at sunset. Each instance brought tragedy, which instigated fear in Alma and Mia, suggesting they could be the next victims. The locked 6th floor ominously concealed the mystery, and Alma felt an unsettling presence observing her. As the sun began to set, the urgency heightened. A fourth sunset was imminent, signaling that something dreadful loomed. Alma's life took an unexpected turn when she visited a dance studio and was selected for the Malanon mask dance. She returned home exhilarated, but her friend's odd behavior led her to an upper-floor apartment where they encountered strange noises and sensations. They began to uncover peculiar occurrences linked to a woman and girl reportedly haunting the space. Investigating further revealed that a maintenance worker died mysteriously after seeing the spirits around 4 days after his encounter. Management attempted to alleviate the concern by closing off access to that floor, however Alma inadvertently reopened it. After a series of frightening encounters, they sought help from a psychic who warned that any entrant into the unit would face death in 4 days unless the spirits' issues were resolved. He requested personal items belonging to the spirits to facilitate a connection. Alma uncovered the hauntings' roots tied to a dancer named Jangkanthi who had distanced herself from a controlling mother after becoming pregnant. Alma and Rayyan journeyed to find the mask maker and learned he had created a special mask for Jangkanthi, deepening their understanding of her story. They collected her dance items and geared up for a ritual intended to appease her restless spirit and break the deadly curse plaguing the apartment. In an unexpected twist, Alma and Rayyan survived a car accident, awakening injured but alive at the bottom of a cliff, helped by a local woman. They requested a ride to Surabaya, during which they began to piece together unsettling narratives linked to the same apartment. Varied disturbing events unfolded around them, ranging from eerie visions to spiritual possessions, revealing a horrific backstory involving Kanthi and her daughter Kirani. Both had met tragic ends, murdered and mutilated in that very apartment, their spirits now restless and haunting the building, adding an even darker layer to Alma's already mystifying ordeal. Rayyan and Alma partner with a spiritual medium, Mr. Succumb, who employs a sacred mask and ritual to unveil disturbing visions of the past. These visions uncover the tragic abuse and eventual deaths of Kanthi and Kirani over 4 harrowing days, culminating in their secret burial within the apartment's walls. Suspicion quickly shifts to Ayman, Kanthi's husband, who was involved in an affair with Woolen, the apartment manager. It becomes evident that Woolen and other residents are concealing the truth to maintain their own reputations and avoid scandal. As Rayyan and Alma investigate further, the people around them begin to exhibit unusual and aggressive behavior, fleeing or becoming violent. The reality surfaces that Ayman and Woolen orchestrated the killings. Ayman had both abused and murdered Kanthi and Kirani, subsequently hiding their bodies behind a cupboard. Woolen aided Ayman in covering up the crime, and the community chose to live in denial, terrified of being exposed. Rayyan and Alma strive to dismantle both the physical and spiritual barriers set up within the apartment. They face significant opposition from Woolen and others who are committed to guarding the secret, enduring attacks that nearly cost them their lives. Mia, a young girl connected to the apartment's dark history, is kidnapped but ultimately rescued. In a climactic moment, Mr. Succumb makes the ultimate sacrifice during a spiritual ritual, seeking to unearth the truth and reveal the depths of the tragedy. The investigation leads to undeniable proof of Ayman's heinous acts, culminating in a final confrontation where both Woolen and Ayman meet their demise. Ayman, riddled with guilt and haunted by the specters of Kanthi and Kirani, pleads for forgiveness. Following this resolution, a forensic inquiry uncovers the remains of Kanthi and Kirani, enabling them to receive a proper burial alongside Mr. Succumb, who navigated spiritually to help the victims find peace. At the cemetery, Alma and Mia encounter another medium who reveals that their father, previously believed to have abandoned them, did not betray them and has found solace in the afterlife. However, the spirits of Kanthi and Kirani remain tethered to the apartment, as Kanthi's mother cannot acknowledge their deaths. Until she achieves emotional closure, the spirits will persist in their haunting. The narrative concludes with notes indicating that the story is grounded in real events associated with a haunted apartment in Surabaya. Following the murders and the subsequent hauntings, many residents gradually fled the building. The eerie sounds of crying sightings of the mother and child, along with other supernatural phenomena, continue to haunt the structure, leaving it desolate and void of life. If you enjoy watching this video, then subscribe to Angel Recaps for the latest movies explanation.